Hi there and welcome to Ambitious Single Moms, Stories of Strength and Success. I'm Sonja from Your Success Story, Single Mom Level Up Edition, and I'm thrilled to have you here with us today. I'm a mother of 3 wonderful daughters, and when my husband separated from me in 2017, he moved out on a Sunday and the next morning my mother died unexpectedly. During this time, I was although in the middle of chemotherapy. Suddenly, I'm all alone with 3 small children. As a single mom and a businesswoman, I know firsthand how challenging and rewarding this journey can be. When I first became a single mom, I felt overwhelmed and uncertain about the future. But through support and consistency, I've managed to build a life that I'm proud of, both for myself and my 3 children. This podcast is all about celebrating the incredible stories of ambitious single moms who are not only raising their children with love and dedication, but also pursuing their dreams and building successful businesses. Each episode, we will dive into their journeys, exploring the heights and lows, the lessons learned, and the strategies they've used to overcome challenges. My goal is to inspire, motivate, and provide valuable insights for all the amazing single moms out there who are striving to create a better future for themselves and their families. Remember, you are not alone on this journey, and there are endless possibilities when you take charge of your life. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Ambitious Single Moms, Stories of Strength and Success. My name is Sonja Zipser and I'm your host, and I'm beyond excited to share with you today the 20th episode of this podcast. I want to take the opportunity to say thank you to all the ladies that already shared their story with you. And I know that some of the women doubted if it is a good idea to share their story, if they are able to do it. And finally they did it. And afterwards I heard from them that it was so releasing and so empowering to them. And I hope that you took diamonds and takeaways from their stories to get empowered as well. And I know that at the beginning, when you're facing a separation, a divorce, we often feel hurt and we are full of pain and seeking for revenge. Maybe I can relate to that. So today I have no guest. I decided to share with you or speak with you about a topic that is very important. So do I think. It's a topic, forgiveness. And most of us, we don't know why forgiving is so important. And in the last or past few years, I really started reading a lot about it, studying that topic. And maybe you know that you carried the weight of resentment, and you realized that the only person it was truly hurting was yourself. So when you have a topic, maybe it's something else, not divorce, but you feel hurt and you are angry with a person, it's in you. You are feeling this. Maybe the other person has already forgotten what happened. Even that person doesn't know that he or she hurt you, but it's still in you. So everything that is going on, everything happens inside of you. So forgiving doesn't mean that you say it was okay what the other person did. And it's not about forgetting what happened, but it's about setting yourself free, the emotions that you attach to that situation. And there are three ways of forgiving, or three areas. First, you can forgive yourself, then you can forgive the other person. And sometimes we did something and we are looking for forgiveness, to receive forgiveness from someone else. And that's all something energetical taking place. And maybe sometimes that, yeah, I forgive you, yeah, it's okay, but you're still feeling the emotional weight. You're still feeling that you are hurt, that you are angry, that you're furious against that person, against that situation. So as long as you don't really feel released and in peace with that situation, it might keep you awake during the night, or a few years later or a month later, something happens and you are reminded of that situation. So it's so important that you really come into peace with that situation, with what had happened. And maybe you have heard of Nelson Mandela, when he said that he had to forgive his captors after apartheid, because if he wouldn't have forgiven them, he would still have felt like in a prison. And that is forgiving someone else, but it's also important to forgive yourself. And when I got divorced, I thought always I had failed. So I had to forgive myself and acknowledge myself and realize that there is no failure. There's nothing to forgive. I always thought for a few months that it was that it was me who had failed keeping to make that relationship work. But when you can see that there is no failure, that there are like a marriage can be like a chapter in a book. So I realized that the chapter with my ex-husband, it was just, we had a big part in my book of life, but it was at the end, and it's okay, because sometimes chapters end so that new chapters can start, and that you can realize and make new things happen. But as long as you think that life should be different, that it should be like this or that, and that you are pointing with your finger to your ex-husband or this podcast is for women, though, yeah, as long as you're pointing with your finger to your ex-husband, wishing him only bad things and wanting revenge or something else, then you can't heal. And the more you are you have to acknowledge the pain, to really say, yeah, okay, this and that happened and I feel like this and that. So when you really acknowledge this, and then you can go deeper and look after it and behind it, and find out, why is this hurting me? Why do I feel like a failure? Why am I so sad and hurt that he left me, or that he has found another woman, or whatever it is for you? There are so many feelings we encounter after a divorce. And it's okay. It's okay, because most feelings we feel because we experienced something in our childhood. We know it from our parents. We saw it from somewhere else. And as a small child, we absorb everything from our environment. That's how, yeah, it's a role model when we grow up. As a teenager, we have pop stars and actors, actresses as role models. But in the beginning, it's our parents, grandparents, teachers. So whatever we as a small kid absorb from our parents, that's in our cells. So if you look behind the emotion you experience at that moment when your marriage, your relationship with your ex-husband ends, and if you just look at it without any what's the English word, without really looking, saying, okay, it has to be like this and that, and that's wrong, that's not okay that I feel like that. Everything's okay. It's okay to feel like that. But then look behind it, and then you can change it. Yeah, that's so important that we look behind it, why it hurts us. And there are so many different possibilities how we can change these emotions. And it's not about getting rid of them, but it's about to become aware of it, acknowledge it, and then change it. And yeah, I read that you are able to write letters to change your emotions and to free yourself. I used, for example, the Ho'oponopono. It's from Hawaii, a ritual where you have 4 sentences that you use. And it used to be a ritual with 12 different steps where everybody who was who was related to that case was included, and there were different stages of rituals, and they only closed that ritual when everybody was in peace with it, with the situation. So it's about saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And what was this 4th one? I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. Yeah, it's I love you, and being grateful for what happened, and that the other person, yeah, the other person gave you the chance to make an experience. And that's so difficult for so many people to understand, that it's just an experience you made. And it's just the opportunity to learn, and by learning something from the situation, you're able to grow. So that's why it is so important to be aware of the situation, to be aware of the emotions you were feeling or are feeling, to acknowledge, and then to grow from it. And you don't forgive someone else that this person is feeling good and feeling released. It's all about you. As I said in the beginning, everything is about you. You're feeling the emotions inside you. The other person has maybe already forgotten about it. So many people still feel the pain after 5 or 10 years. The ex-partner's already living a new life with another woman, has new kids or more kids, other kids, and you're still grieving, you're still hurt. So it's inside you, and you don't forgive that other person, that this person is feeling better. It's all about you, that you feel the release, that you're feeling free in order to build a new life. And that's what it's all about. Forgiving yourself and others to create a new life. And a life doesn't end when a relationship ends. Yeah, sometimes we thought, like the church says, until the end of my life. But yeah, it doesn't have to be like that. You are always able to create something new. And sometimes it's really freeing. Sometimes it's really a gift that a person makes the choice to leave you, so that you are free to experience new. Yeah, sometimes it's challenging to experience something new, but you can learn so many new things. But as long as you are holding these old memories in the present and you're still talking about, do you remember 1 year ago when we were here and that, and we went on holiday there and that. And I know all of these emotions because I had them as well, not only with my ex-husband, but with with a boyfriend. So I know what that it's sometimes difficult and takes more action, and it takes a bit longer. Sometimes I was able to do it like that. And sometimes it took me days, weeks, or even months. I couldn't forget because I couldn't understand why it ended. And there was such a good time, and remembering this amazing time, it always hurts. We always say, yeah, time heals everything, but that's not true. Yeah, the hurting fades and you think it's gone, but then there is a situation, a song, a car, a place, and bam, you're again reminded of the situation of the ex-person you were living with, you were in love with. So that's why it's so important to really be in peace with that person, forgive the situation, whatever happened. And I spoke to 19 women and already to some other women. I already recorded some more. And every Monday you get a new story of a woman that shares her story. And yeah, there were a lot of women saying, yes, I had to learn to forgive, and that was so important. And all the emotions we're feeling, as I already said, because of our background. And your ex-partner also behaved the way he behaved because he grew up in an environment, he made experiences, he observed his parents, his teachers, and yeah, and that's why that person reacted like that. And maybe you were there to show something to that person, so that person was able to learn something and heal as well. So when you start forgiving yourself, other people, you empower yourself. And that's what it's all about. Forgiveness isn't letting the other person off the hook, it's letting yourself off the hook. And when you feel more freedom, then you have more space in yourself to create something new. And yeah, maybe when you are also are angry when with the kids or something else, something you're in a restaurant and you don't like how the waiter is serving you or something else, and you get angry and something I don't know if you have ever made the experience that you feel it in your whole body and in your cells, and as long as something like that is in your cells, you can feel how your energy is getting lower and lower and lower. And as soon as you are not giving more energy into that, because where energy goes, or where focus flows, energy goes. So as long as you are always putting your energy on the bad service, on the ex-husband who did this or that, you're wasting your energy, and you can't use that energy for something else. And you can't truly move forward while you're dragging the past behind you. And as long as you are with your focus, it's more in the back, in the past, you can't be in the present, enjoy the present, and already start focusing a bit on the future. It's important to have goals, but you shouldn't be too much in the future. It's being here in the present, enjoying you and creating the life you want to live, and stop stop thinking too much of the past. When I look into the past, I only do it to pick out the gifts, the presents, and to ask myself, okay, what did I feel in that situation? And what is this situation telling me? What can I learn from it? What is, the learning is the present, the gift you get from this situation. So I used Ho'oponopono a lot for myself, and maybe you can also share in the comments below what helped you to forgive. And yes, sometimes it's difficult, it takes a bit longer, but it really is worth to do the work, to forgive yourself, and to forgive others. And at the beginning, when my husband left me, I was in the middle of chemotherapy. You already heard in the introduction. And it was a tough time for me. And of course, I felt very hurt, and I could understand it and everything. But month, or even it was 2 years later, I was able to see the whole picture. And I was so grateful in the end that he left, because that was for me the opportunity to change my life. And I was able to say thank you to him. I stood in front of him and I said, thank you that you left. And I could see really in his whole, being, how released he was. And yeah, we all were sometimes victims, or we were the person who did something painful to someone else. And if someone else forgives us and asks for forgiveness, we can feel it as well. And you don't have to step in front of your ex-husband and say to him, it's all about energy. Yeah, the energy. You will feel that when you are in peace with someone else, the relationship will change and it might become easier. Also, that person might not change and still be, an asshole or something, or is trying to make your life difficult. But when you are in peace, nothing will be able to get you out of the nothing will how to say it in English, nobody will be able to throw you out of the way you want. How is it? So if you are really feeling free and you are in peace, then it's not important what other people around you are doing, because you are really in love and in peace with yourself and the outside world. And that's what is so important. So I really want to encourage you to start forgiving yourself and for everything that has happened. And whenever something comes your way, especially with your ex-partner or also with colleagues, your boss and your children, sit down and write it down and ask yourself, what are the steps I can take? And if you're interested in Ho'oponopono, get in touch with me. You can find me on all social media platforms and look on YouTube or wherever. There are so many possibilities how you can start forgiving yourself and other persons. And please remember, it's not about the other person, it's about you feeling the peace in yourself. I hope this helped you, and all or most of the other women from my podcast, my guests, also stated that forgiving themselves, forgiving the situation, the ex-partner, was so important on their journey. So if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts or any questions you have. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. All the links and additional resources can be found in the show notes below. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue bringing you amazing content. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and keep thriving. See you in the next episode. Thank you for joining us on Ambitious Single Moms, Stories of Strength and Success. Let's embark on this journey together and rediscover the magic in our lives. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode.